Let's get honest. How many times have you handed off a task at home and then redid it? Maybe your partner did the laundry, but mixed the towels in the darks. Maybe they made the lunches, but forgot the fruit. Maybe they packed the bag, but missed the sunscreen, so you took it back and said to yourself, I'll just do it. It's easier. And here's the thing, you're not being difficult, you're not being controlling, you're being overloaded. When your margin is low, perfection feels safer than delegation, but at what cost? The problem, you can't let go because you've been burned. Most of us want help, but when help turns into extra cleanup or emotional labor, it starts to feel like it's not worth it. So we keep doing it ourselves. This is called overfunctioning, when one person in a system does more than their share to keep things running. But over time, it breeds resentment, it reinforces dependence, and it traps you in the role of the only one who gets it right. And the truth is, you shouldn't have to. The fix, the 80% rule. The 80% rule is a mindset shift I teach in both classrooms and coaching. If someone else can do the task at 80% of how you would do it, let them. Even if they don't do it your way, even if it's a little slower, even if it's not perfect. Because if you're waiting for your standards, your pace, your process, you'll end up doing everything forever. Letting go is how other people learn to step up. Educator. Insight good enough is the gateway to growth. In education, we constantly remind ourselves perfection is not the goal, progress is. I'll never forget telling a student, I don't care if it's messy, I care if you tried it on your own. Same goes for our homes. We need to let others try without swooping in to fix or critique, because that's how confidence and competence are built. How to use the 80% rule at home. Step 1, choose a task you usually oversee. Pick something small but recurring: kid lunches, morning backpack prep, grocery list, laundry, scheduling appointments. Now ask, could someone else do this at 80% of how I'd do it? If yes, it's a candidate for release. Step 2, let go fully. This is the hardest part. Let them take it all the way. Don't hover, don't follow up, don't check in, just let it land. Even if there's no snack, even if socks don't match, even if the trash doesn't get taken out the moment it's full. This is growth for them and for you. Step 3, reframe mistakes as learning. Instead of jumping in or correcting immediately, try saying, I noticed you packed the lunch today. Thanks for handling that. And if they forgot something, totally okay, happens to all of us. Want to add it to the reminder board? No blame, no lectures, just redirection. That's how you teach follow through, not fear. Real talk. You're allowed to lower the bar. This rule won't feel natural at first, especially if you've built your identity on being the one who just handles things. But here's what I want you to hear: you are not failing by letting go. You are healing from overfunctioning. You are teaching by trusting. So let the 80% be enough, because peace matters more than perfectly folded towels. Your takeaway. This week, try the 80% rule. 1, pick one recurring task you're ready to share. 2, hand it off without without managing or micromanaging. 3, let it be imperfect. 4, celebrate the shift, because letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You don't need to do everything exactly right to deserve rest, support, or shared responsibility. You've got this.